In our hands, we can hold a small piece of metal. It might feel cold and insignificant, but this is no ordinary object. It is a coin, a tiny storyteller from the past. These small discs are much more than just money. They are windows into lost worlds, carrying the secrets of kings and empires. India, a land of incredible history, has a story told through its coinage that is as rich and diverse as the land itself. For thousands of years, these coins have passed from hand to hand. They have witnessed the rise and fall of great dynasties. They have traveled across bustling trade routes, connecting distant cultures. Each one is a miniature work of art, a historical document, and a testament to human ingenuity. Think of a coin not just as currency, but as a time capsule. The images stamped upon its surface can show us the face of a long-forgotten ruler. The symbols can reveal the gods people worshipped or the animals they revered. The metal itself tells us about the wealth and resources of an empire. Was it a time of prosperity, with coins of pure gold? Or was it a period of struggle, with coins made from less precious metals? By studying these metallic messengers, we can piece together the grand puzzle of India's past. They help us understand the economy, the art, the religion, and the politics of ages gone by. They are tangible links to the people who lived, worked, and dreamed long before us. The journey of Indian coins is a truly epic tale. It begins over 2,500 years ago, with some of the earliest coins ever made in the world. From these simple, oddly shaped pieces of silver, the story unfolds. It travels through the magnificent empires of the Mauryas and the Guptas. It continues through the powerful Islamic sultanates and the lavish Mughal court. It then enters the modern era, with the arrival of European powers, especially the British. Each new ruler, each new dynasty, left its unique mark on the coins it produced. This created a breathtaking variety of designs, shapes, and sizes that fascinate us to this day. It is a history you can literally hold in your hand. So, let us embark on an extraordinary journey. We will travel back in time, guided by these small but mighty artifacts. We will explore ancient cities where the first coins were struck. We will marvel at the artistic skill of craftsmen who worked in gold and silver. We will uncover the stories of powerful emperors who wanted their legacy to last forever. This is not just a history of money. It is the history of India itself, told through the silent, enduring language of its coins. These tiny treasures have survived centuries, waiting to share their remarkable stories with anyone who is willing to look and listen closely. Our story begins in ancient India, around the 6th century BC. This was a time of great change and intellectual ferment. Great thinkers like the Buddha and Mahavira were walking the land. At the same time, powerful kingdoms, known as Mahajanapadas, were emerging across the northern plains. With the growth of cities and trade, a new need arose. People needed a more convenient way to exchange goods than simple bartering. And so, the first Indian coins were born. These were not the perfectly round, machine-made coins we know today. They were something far more rustic and wonderfully unique. They are known to us as punch-marked coins, and they were a revolutionary invention. These early coins were typically made of silver. They were created by cutting a piece from a flattened sheet of metal. This is why they came in all sorts of irregular shapes: square, rectangular, oval, or simply blob-like. Their weight, however, was carefully controlled to a standard. What makes them truly fascinating is how they were marked. Instead of having a single unified design, they were stamped with several different symbols. Each symbol was applied using a separate punch. Imagine a craftsman with a set of small punches, each with a different design: a sun, a bull, a tree, or a geometric pattern. He would strike the silver blank with these punches, one by one, creating a unique combination of marks on each coin. The symbols on these punch-marked coins are a wonderful mystery. They did not carry the name or portrait of a king. Instead, they seem to represent the authority that issued them. Perhaps a particular combination of symbols represented a specific kingdom, like Magadha or Gandhara. Or maybe they were the marks of trusted merchants or guilds who guaranteed the coin's weight and purity. We can see symbols of nature, like the sun, which might represent royalty, or animals like elephants and bulls, which were symbols of power and fertility. These coins tell us about a world where symbols held deep meaning and where trust was essential for commerce to flourish across great distances. Finding these ancient coins is like discovering a handful of silver pebbles on a historical shore. They are the silent witnesses to the birth of India's monetary economy. They circulated for centuries, passing through countless hands in bustling marketplaces. They were used to buy everything from grain and textiles to tools and spices. These small, oddly shaped pieces of silver connected people and communities. They laid the foundation for the complex economic systems of the great empires that were to follow. They are the humble, yet incredibly important ancestors of every coin that would come after them in India's long and storied history. As we move forward in time, we arrive at one of India's greatest empires, the Mauryan Empire. Founded by the legendary Chandragupta Maurya around 322 BC, this empire was vast. It stretched across almost the entire Indian subcontinent. To govern such a massive territory, the Mauryas needed a strong, centralized administration, and a key part of that was a unified and reliable currency. The punch-marked coins continued to be used, but under the Mauryas they became more standardized. This reflected the power and organizational skill of the empire. A single imperial currency helped to bind the diverse regions of the subcontinent together, making trade and tax collection much more efficient. The Mauryan coins were still made of silver and still featured a collection of punch marks. However, a specific group of 5 symbols became the hallmark of the imperial currency. While the exact meaning of all the symbols is debated, 2 are almost always present. One is the symbol of the sun, and the other is a 6-armed symbol, often called the Shadara Chakra. These 2 symbols likely represented the emperor himself, the supreme authority of the Mauryan state. The other 3 symbols in the group varied, perhaps indicating different mints, different time periods, or different officials in charge. This system was a brilliant way to maintain central control while allowing for some regional variation. The sheer quantity of Mauryan coins that have been discovered is staggering. Archaeologists have unearthed vast hoards of these silver pieces from Afghanistan to southern India. This tells us just how extensive the Mauryan economy was. This was not a small, localized system. It was a continent-spanning economic network, fueled by a single trusted currency. A farmer in a small village could use the same money as a merchant in the grand capital city of Pataliputra. This created a sense of economic unity that was unprecedented. The coins were the lifeblood of the empire, facilitating trade, funding the massive army, and paying for the construction of roads and monuments. The great Mauryan emperor Ashoka is famous for spreading the message of peace and Buddhism. While his coins did not directly feature Buddhist symbols, they were the very tools that helped his empire function. The taxes collected with these coins funded his missions to spread his teachings across Asia. The roads that his administration built, which eased the movement of these coins, also helped Buddhist monks travel and share their philosophy. In this way, the humble silver punch-marked coins of the Mauryas played a silent but crucial role in one of the most significant cultural transformations in world history. They were the practical instruments that supported a truly grand vision. After the fall of the Mauryas, India saw a period of fragmentation, with many different kingdoms issuing their own coins. But then, around the 4th century AD, a new power arose, the Gupta Empire. This era is often called the Golden Age of India, a time of extraordinary achievements in science, mathematics, art, and literature. And this incredible flourishing of culture is perfectly reflected in their coins. The Gupta rulers moved away from the simple punch-mark designs of the past. They introduced a new style of coinage that was breathtaking in its beauty and complexity. For the first time, Indian coins became true masterpieces of miniature art, especially those struck in gold. The Gupta kings understood the power of a coin. It was not just money, it was a powerful tool for propaganda. The gold coins, known as dinaras, featured magnificent portraits of the rulers. We see kings like Samudragupta and Chandragupta II depicted in heroic poses. They are shown as mighty warriors, hunting lions or riding horses. They are also shown as patrons of the arts, playing a musical instrument like the veena. These images were designed to project an image of the king as a powerful, cultured, and divinely blessed ruler. The reverse side of the coins often featured beautiful depictions of Hindu deities, such as the goddess Lakshmi, sitting on a lotus, symbolizing prosperity and good fortune. The craftsmanship of Gupta coins is simply exceptional. The level of detail is astonishing. The portraits are realistic, capturing the individual features of the kings. The inscriptions, written in the elegant Brahmi script, are clear and poetic. They often give the king's name and a list of his glorious titles, sometimes in verse. The purity of the gold used was also very high, signaling the immense wealth and prosperity of the empire. These coins were not just for everyday transactions. They were symbols of imperial prestige, used for large payments, rewarding important officials, and for displaying the grandeur of the Gupta court to the world. The variety of designs is another hallmark of Gupta coinage. Different kings celebrated their different achievements on their coins. Samudragupta, a great conqueror, issued a famous coin type showing him performing the Ashvamedha, or horse sacrifice, a grand ritual to proclaim his imperial sovereignty. Kumaragupta I issued coins with a design of a peacock, the mount of the god Kartikeya, the god of war. These different types give us invaluable insights into the personalities of the rulers and the events of their reigns. The Gupta coins are more than just currency. They are a golden gallery of an entire age, capturing the spirit of a confident and creative civilization at its absolute peak. The arrival of Islamic rulers in India, beginning with the Delhi Sultanate in the 13th century, marked a dramatic shift in the subcontinent's coinage. The beautiful pictorial designs of the Guptas and other Hindu kingdoms gave way to a completely new style. In keeping with Islamic tradition, which generally forbids the depiction of living beings, the coins were now filled with elegant calligraphy. The portraits of kings and images of gods were replaced by the ruler's name and titles, religious verses from the Quran, and the date and mint name. This new style, while different, had its own unique and sophisticated beauty. The focus shifted from pictorial art to the art of the written word. The coins of the Delhi Sultanate are a fascinating historical record. They chart the rise and fall of 5 different dynasties. Rulers like Muhammad bin Tughlaq were famous for their bold and sometimes disastrous monetary experiments. He famously introduced token currency, issuing coins of brass and copper that were meant to have the same value as silver coins. The experiment failed because the state could not prevent widespread forgery, but the surviving coins tell a story of ambitious innovation. The inscriptions, written in beautiful Arabic or Persian script, proclaimed the ruler as the Sultan, the shadow of God on earth, reinforcing his power and authority in a new religious and political context. Then came the Mughals, who established one of the most powerful and splendid empires in India's history. The Mughals refined the coinage system to an extraordinary degree of standardization and artistry. The emperors, from Babur to Aurangzeb, issued beautiful coins in gold, silver, and copper from mints located all across their vast empire. The silver rupee, standardized by the Emperor Akbar, became the backbone of the Mughal economy and influenced currency in the region for centuries to come. The calligraphy on Mughal coins is often exquisite, with the ruler's name and titles framed within intricate decorative borders. They are miniature marvels of design and precision. One of the most remarkable Mughal rulers, Jahangir, broke with tradition in a spectacular way. He was a great lover of art and nature, and he dared to reintroduce portraits onto his coins. He issued a famous series of gold mohurs that featured a striking portrait of himself, sometimes holding a goblet of wine. Even more astonishing were his zodiac coins. He issued a set of coins, one for each month of his reign, featuring the corresponding sign of the zodiac, such as a lion for Leo or a ram for Aries. These coins were artistically brilliant, but were frowned upon by orthodox clerics. They remain some of the most sought-after and valuable of all Indian coins, a testament to a ruler's unique artistic vision. The decline of the Mughal Empire created a power vacuum in India. Several regional powers, as well as European trading companies, began to assert their influence. The British East India Company, initially a trading body, gradually transformed into a ruling power. Their early coins were often imitations of local currency, designed to be easily accepted in the regions where they operated. For instance, in Bengal, they issued coins in the name of the Mughal emperor, even though his actual power had faded. This was a clever political move, as it gave their currency a sense of legitimacy and continuity. These early coins show a fascinating blend of Indian and European styles. As British power grew, so did their confidence. In 1835, they introduced a unified currency for all their territories in India. This marked a major change. The coins no longer bore the name of the Mughal emperor. Instead, they featured the portrait of the ruling British monarch. The first of these were coins bearing the portrait of King William IV. This was a clear and powerful statement. It announced that a new imperial power was now in charge. The designs were very European in style, created by engravers in Britain. The reverse side often featured the coin's value, written in English and Persian, surrounded by a wreath. The most iconic coins of the British Raj are those featuring Queen Victoria. Her reign was long, and her portrait on the coins changed over time, showing her as a young woman, then as a mature monarch, and finally as the Empress of India. These coins circulated throughout the subcontinent, from the grand cities to the smallest villages. They were a constant, daily reminder of British rule. The standard silver rupee, the gold mohur, and the smaller copper coins became a part of everyday life for millions of Indians. The metals were pure and the weights were exact, creating a stable and reliable currency that facilitated trade across the vast British Indian Empire. The end of British rule in 1947 brought another monumental change to India's coinage. The portrait of the British monarch was replaced. The newly independent nation needed symbols that represented its own identity and heritage. The first coins of independent India featured the Ashoka lion capital, a powerful symbol from India's ancient Mauryan past that was chosen as the national emblem. This was a deeply meaningful choice. It connected the new modern India with its glorious ancient history, bypassing the colonial era. The story of Indian coins had come full circle, from the ancient empires to a modern republic, with each coin reflecting the spirit of its time. Behind many of India's ancient coins lie fascinating stories, whispers from a bygone era that make them more than just metal. One of the most romantic and mysterious coins is the king and queen type gold dinara of the Gupta king Chandragupta I. This coin shows the king and his queen, Kumara Devi, standing together. The king appears to be offering his queen a gift, perhaps a ring or a flower. This was a highly unusual design for its time. It publicly celebrated the king's marriage to a princess from the powerful Lichchavi clan. This marriage was a crucial political alliance that helped establish the Gupta dynasty. The coin is not just a piece of gold, it's a marriage certificate and a political statement rolled into one. Another coin with a powerful story is the silver rupee of the Mughal Emperor Akbar, which carries the inscription Allahu Akbar. This phrase has a clever double meaning. It can be read as God is great, a standard Islamic proclamation. However, it can also be read as Akbar is God. Akbar was a ruler who was deeply interested in religion and philosophy. He even tried to create his own syncretic faith, the Dini Ilahi, which blended elements from different religions. This coin, with its ambiguous inscription, perfectly captures the spirit of this complex and intellectually curious emperor. It hints at his immense power and his unique, almost divine, self-image. Perhaps no coins are more legendary than the zodiac mohurs of the Emperor Jahangir. As we mentioned, these gold coins featured the signs of the zodiac. The story goes that these coins were actually the idea of his powerful and intelligent wife, Nur Jahan. She was the true power behind the throne for much of Jahangir's reign. One story suggests that she had these beautiful coins minted in her own name, a bold move for a woman in that era. When Jahangir saw them, he was so impressed by their beauty that he permitted her to continue. Whether this story is true or not, the zodiac coins represent a period of incredible artistic freedom and the influence of a remarkable woman in the Mughal court. A coin doesn't have to be made of gold to have a great story. Consider the humble copper coins issued by the Maratha warrior king, Shivaji. In the 17th century, he carved out a kingdom in defiance of the mighty Mughal Empire. His coins, known as Shivrai, were simple and functional. They were stamped with his titles in the Devanagari script, the script of the local Marathi language, rather than the Persian script of the Mughals. This was a powerful act of defiance. It declared his sovereignty and promoted a distinct regional identity. Each small copper shivrai was a symbol of resistance and the dream of an independent Maratha kingdom. Old coins are like tiny detailed maps that guide us through the economic and cultural landscapes of the past. The metals they are made from tell a story of wealth and resources. The abundance of Gupta gold coins, for instance, points to a period of great prosperity. Historians believe this wealth came from a flourishing trade with the Roman Empire, which paid for Indian spices, textiles, and exotic goods with gold. In fact, so much Roman gold flowed into India that Roman writers like Pliny the Elder complained about their treasury being drained. When we find Roman coins in southern India, it provides concrete evidence of these ancient global trade links. The discovery of coins far from where they were minted reveals the vast networks of trade that connected different parts of the world. Indian coins have been found in ancient ports in the Middle East and Southeast Asia. This shows how Indian merchants and sailors were part of a vibrant maritime trade network. Similarly, the coins of other cultures found in India, like those of the Greeks, Romans, and Persians, tell us about the foreign traders who came to India's shores. These coins are physical proof of cultural exchange. They show us that India has always been a global crossroads, a place where different peoples, ideas, and goods met and mingled. Coins also provide invaluable information about the religious and artistic beliefs of a society. The early coins with their symbols of bulls and elephants reflect the importance of nature and fertility in ancient Indian religions. The Gupta coins, with their beautiful depictions of Hindu gods and goddesses like Vishnu, Shiva, and Lakshmi, show the resurgence of Hinduism during that period. The shift to calligraphic designs under the Islamic sultanates and Mughals reflects a new religious and artistic sensibility. The art on a coin is a public declaration of what a society holds sacred and beautiful. It is art for the masses, seen and touched by everyone. Furthermore, the language and script used on coins tell us about politics and identity. When a regional kingdom chose to use a local script instead of the dominant imperial one, as Shivaji did, it was a political statement. The evolution of scripts, from Brahmi on ancient coins to the various regional scripts that developed from it, can be traced through coinage. Even the titles that rulers gave themselves on their coins are revealing. They tell us how they saw themselves and how they wanted their subjects to see them, as great conquerors, as protectors of the faith, or as divine kings. In every detail, from the metal to the marks, coins are packed with information, waiting to be decoded. Today, in the year 2026, the fascination with India's historic coins is stronger than ever. In a world of digital transactions and credit cards, these tangible pieces of history hold a special allure. They are not just objects for collectors, known as numismatists. They are treasures for anyone who is captivated by the story of humanity. Holding a coin that was held by a Gupta merchant, a Mughal soldier, or a British official 2,500 or 200 years ago is a profound experience. It is a direct physical connection to the past, a bridge across the centuries that you can feel in the palm of your hand. This connection is something that a history book alone cannot provide. Collectors of Indian coins are drawn by the incredible variety and historical depth. One could choose to specialize in the rustic charm of punch-marked coins, trying to decipher their mysterious symbols. Another might be captivated by the artistic brilliance of the Gupta gold dinaras, seeking out coins that depict different kings and their achievements. The intricate calligraphy of the Sultanate and Mughal coins appeals to those who appreciate the art of the written word. This diversity means there is something for everyone, from the beginner with a modest budget to the serious collector seeking the rarest of treasures. Each collection becomes a personal museum, a curated story of India's magnificent past. These coins are also vital for historians and archaeologists. New discoveries and the re-examination of old ones continually add to our understanding of Indian history. A newly found coin hoard can help redraw the boundaries of an ancient kingdom. A previously unknown symbol or inscription can solve a long-standing historical puzzle. For example, coins are often the only source of information we have for certain rulers or even entire dynasties that are not mentioned in any written texts. They give a name to the nameless and a voice to the silent periods of history. They are primary sources of the most reliable kind, providing evidence that can confirm or challenge what has been written. Ultimately, the enduring allure of Indian coins lies in the grand narrative they tell. It is a story of power, art, religion, and trade. It is a story of unity and diversity, of conflict and creativity. From the first simple pieces of stamped silver to the magnificent gold mohurs of the Mughals and the regal portraits of the British Raj, Indian coins mirror the soul of a subcontinent. They remind us that history is not just a series of dates and events. It is a rich and complex tapestry woven by millions of people. And these small metallic discs are the shining threads that have survived the passage of time, allowing us to touch, hold, and marvel at that very tapestry today.